Hello, hello. Good evening. We are back for some more Pathfinder. Now, we left off yesterday by assaulting the great garrison, driving the demons out of there, destroying the ward stone that was there, by thus freeing the good righteous host back and the evil righteous host, the corrupted, sending them back to their respective planes. Then we went faced off with Mionzo. She escaped with the help of her puppet Staunton. And then we woke up and we're having a party at the inn and meeting the queen, and now she has decided to put us in charge of an army. I don't know why that was quite a quick promotion, I think. But I spent some of the afternoon because we have these mythic abilities now that our characters can go through. They have a separate track, mythic path. And we have to make some decisions. I also was starting to look at builds again for how I wanted to make each of the characters that I'm playing. And I'm having some... I've been wanting to respec for a while. We're considering making Lan, maybe specking him into Sacred Huntsman. We're figuring out what to do with Camilla. Right now I've been sending her down the path of using 2 weapons with her feats, with this 2-weapon fighting feat we took. And now I'm starting to think that maybe 2-weapon fighting isn't how I want to go down her route. I'm thinking about maybe respecking her, taking that 2-weapon fighting away and putting her into just back with her single rapier and her small shield buckler and working her way up that way. Because this guy, if we keep him in our party, he's handling a lot of our rogue upfront glass cannon melee. Not really glass cannon, glass melee. 2-weapon fighter. So I think making him that, and then her, and then she'd be our... I'm still leaning towards her being wanted her to be a 2-handed weapon fighter, but I'm thinking that we might make her go back to sword and board because of that sword she got, this radiance that we haven't been able to do anything with yet. But I'm wondering if we're going to at some point in the story, it would make sense for her to be already spec. I mean, maybe we just respec at that point, but I do like her being the 2-handed weapon with reach. So she can get up there. So she'd be up there in the back a little bit, like behind people. But then Woljiff is up there, stabby stab, and Camilla will be the one who's up front there supporting them with spells and buffs, stabby stab. And then in our back line, we would have Lan. If I go down the Sacred Huntsman route, then he'd have a pet. The pet would be, and he would get all the teamwork feats for him that anybody else has or any ones that he could see. It would pretend like everybody has them for the fact of those, so he would get the bonuses. But then he have a pet, so we have a 4th thing, body up front. And then we would have, we've been taking Ninio out, but really Ninio or Ember, either of these 2 being out would be our the control, backline control and artillery, and then me back there with archery and bombs and support for the backline. But for now, we're just gonna stick with what we've got, and I'm not gonna do these feats yet until we can actually move around, like to do other things. There's no reason to pick it up right now. So the quest we have right here is try to find the one that it is. Oh, here we go. The queen is waiting in the command tent to the commander. The task has been set. Meanwhile, the commander has some time to personally evaluate. So, I guess let's rotate our camera. Our camera is pointed that way. We got a tent here. That's the commander's tent. Chapel. Let's go up towards the chapel.
I'm gone.
Let's see who we have here. Got some loot, sure. Maybe we can find somebody to sell to. It's an honor. Everybody thinks it's an honor. I'm like, I have got such imposter syndrome here. Yeah, let's go in the chapel tent. Altar to Sarna, Healing Light, Goddess of Sun Redemption. Desna. Altar Korag. Altar to Erisville. And Ahmed. It's been sanctified. Okay, so we're safe here to rest, I guess. Which is good, because we really don't want to rest out where we're going to get corruption.
Let's head out.
Oh, let's see if we can talk. No, Arabeth won't talk. We'll collect all these weapons. We're just going to turn around and sell these weapons. Oh, here's Sela. A group of soldiers is talking loudly, laughing joyfully, and passing around a flask. So picture this. My sword is by the fire, and there's 2 goblins about to snatch it. 3 more are digging through my tent. I sat in the bushes wearing just my mail shirt, wondering what the blast to do. An old mercenary taught me about the mail shirt. You can't sleep in armor, but it's not so bad in mail, once you get used to it. Too bad no one told me not to go into the bushes without my sword. So what'd you do? What did I do? I barked like crazy. Goblins are afraid of dogs, you know. So they went wild and started running around. I spot my sword and they spot me. So I jumped over to the fire, wearing nothing but my mail shirt, and I grabbed my sword and I yell in a big, tough voice, "Oh, Inheritor, grant me the power to crush these filthy creatures." And my sword shining and the goblins are screaming, and I jump to attack them. And they fight back, but I fought them off somehow. But ever since then, I've never taken a step without my weapon. And that's some story. Hey, stop gulping. Leave some for us. We've only just set off and you're already drinking? And with the queen in the camp? Stop this at once. The knights quickly snapped to attention. Sela raised her flask. Says loudly, "Right you are, Commander Cytra. We are but drinking to the queen's health." Show some discipline. My apologies, Commander. That's better. You're a paladin in the army, not a mercenary on a raiding party. Make sure you act like it. Meanwhile, I will loot the weapon. Let's see what's here. This the thing. Oh, there's Wooljiff.
Tread lightly.
Good day, do you remember me? Yeah. We've spoken to Defender Chart. You're the commander of the crusade now. Eris still knows it's hard to imagine someone worthy you're taking up the post and the savior of Canterbury. May the good gods help you prevail. What are you doing? Have you joined the crusade? Don't take it amiss, but no, I haven't. I have my own task. I'm needed in Chili Creek, a tiny hamlet which, due to some oversight, has been left without a priest. I have to go. It's the same stuff he told me. Cool, Jiff? Do you know what the people... What did he say? Do you know what the queen does to people who keep her waiting? The queen is expecting you. Wilson Garms. Wilson Garms, Camp Quartermaster Extra Service. May I be of some help? Tell me about yourself. There isn't much to tell, really. I was born in Canterbury, a humble family. I got an education, taught myself to read and write, got drafted in the army, spent 3 years as a shield bearer in the first line. I left after I did my time and joined the Stonemasons Guild, then moved to the shipwrights, rose to crew chief. Sailed to Iobaria twice and returned with goods, made some money, built a house, and haven't started a family yet. I think I will when we're done with this war. But a few years ago, something started gnawing at me. I got this feeling like I needed to go home, that there was a storm headed for my native city. And when there's trouble in Mendev, there's only one thing to do. You go to a recruiter and you sign up for the army. And so I did. At first they wanted to make me an infantry sergeant, but then they decided I'd be a better fit in the supply department. I can take care of army property, and I'm pretty handy around a warhorse. Not to mention, I know how to manage a band of helpers. And so that's how I became a quartermaster. What are your duties in camp? A little bit of everything. What's an officer to a soldier? Strict father. So what's this make a quartermaster like myself? Something like their mom. That's what. I make sure the lads have everything they need to defeat the enemy and then come back to battle in one piece. That means food, firewood, medicine, tents, fitted clothes, and fixed weapons. What do the soldiers think of their new commander? They mostly tell tales about your unusual power, but they don't shy away from talking about you as a person, too. Soldiers are always like that. Okay? Word is you're one of them smart alchemists. You know all kinds of ancient formulas, and you cook up a healing potion or corrosive tincture against your enemies, with nothing more than a fistful of dust and a ladle full of rainwater. Some say you can brew top-notch moonshine, too. But that's why the queen came all the way here from Neurosen. But I paid, chuckled. But I paid. But I put paid to those knuckleheads, right, Chuck? Well, tell me what you have. Fine. Sell all this garbage. You want some masterwork? Want some longsword? How about dueling sword? How about some masterwork composite longbows? How about the masterwork falchion? The work glaives. The work scythe. And long spears. Long swords. An axe. Heavy flail. A hammer. Yeah. About 4,000. Bolts on. I don't know why we're carrying a severed head in our pockets. Okay. So let's see what this guy has to sell, to buy. Price in a descending order. 75,000. Wow. Okay, all that's way too expensive. So let's get down to the stuff I can't afford. Composite longbow +2. Those all still seem, I mean, I've only got 12,000 and I'm not going to have much after that. So okay, armor. What armor do we have? Oh, that seems awesome. Mithril chain shirt +2. So the problem is I can buy one thing and then she's just wearing the bracers of armor because I didn't have anywhere else to put them at the time. I just stuck them on her. Doesn't matter. Yeah, that's not gonna be good. Yeah, she needs a chain shirt +3. Be better. Yeah, not worth it. Okay, so let's see. What about her? Full plate +1. That would be great. That'd be really great. Yeah. Whenever the wielder of this uses it for shield bash. Okay, well, we're not shield bashing. Yeah, but full plate +1 is not that expensive. He's wearing half plate +1 right now, but this is less armor failure, arcane armor failure. She doesn't really care about that. Less armor check penalty, more. Yeah, let's just do this full plate. We'll buy that. Okay, and then Wooljiff is not wearing any armor. But I mean, he can wear a chain shirt +1. Got a max dex of 4. I think he has any armor bonus. Yeah, that's too expensive. We can't spend that much money on a single character right now. What about me? I'm wearing light armor +1. I can wear studded armor +1. Wait. That's the same. Oh, okay. That is studded armor +1 with both. Yeah, okay. So we'll stick with our studded armor +1. And Wooljiff might need, and that would give him his dex bonus. Okay, let's deal on that. Hold on. Do this. Go to Wooljiff. Okay, Woodruff has a dex of 5, so he get his dex bonus, which is all he's getting right now, and dodge. I mean, and he's got mage armor as his but that takes up a spell slot. That takes up a spell slot. But it doesn't. He's level 5, so it's 5 hours time. So like you would need 2 spell slots to get the whole day. And I can give him some armor and then immediately boost him up. Okay, so let's do that. Let's do that.
I'm gone.
Show what you have. Armor. Uljif. Uljif can use... That's max of 8. Leather armor is 3. Okay, so studded leather is this would be pretty much the same as he has now, except it wouldn't would he have a chance to fail his spells. And it weighs 20 pounds. Okay, we're gonna see how long he can last without it. Because what I really need is a +2. Yeah, I really need like a chain shirt +2. What he needs. Because that would give him 6 base armor class plus his dex bonus. Or even a studded leather +2, which would give him 5. Okay, so we'll hold off on that. And then over here, what do we have? Gloves of dueling. Bunch of stuff that's good for okay, so then for weapons, I'm trying to go with armor. We got for weapon. I'm using a +1 composite longbow. She's using light crossbow +2. Land's using composite longbow +2. Woljif is using a claw of Jista, flaming short sword, and shiny dagger +1 cold iron dagger. And that's not bad. She's using Finian and a rapier. Oh yeah, we really need a better rapier for her. And possibly a better She's better than a +1 rapier, but I didn't see this guy selling anything. Show me what you have. It's got a bunch of +1s. Okay. We're
Follow
done
my
talking to
steps.
him. Engineering. Oh. Ah, there you are, you dashing troublemaker. Our short acquaintance is coming to an end. Very soon you will depart on your crusade, where you will scrape by on horrible rations, struggle vainly to fall asleep amidst snoring soldiers, and be rudely awoken by the freezing cold, and have to look upon the dour faces of self-righteous pigs before you finally perish in the maw of some demon. I have a journey ahead of me too. I've rented a sailboat in the south and I've hired an excellent chef and the host of entertainment. Well, to each their own, I suppose. Darian pauses and adds in a more serious note. You know, I'm generally sad to see you go. If it sounds like mockery, forgive me. I cannot switch off my venom gland on a whim. But you intrigue me. If only we could have spent a little more time together. Of course, not under these conditions. Let the Crusaders and the demons have each other. With any luck, they'll take this entire sanctimonious spectacle down with them. If you feel you don't belong here, go, but I'd like to see you again someday in the future. Get to know you better. You could throw a banquet for me to celebrate our victory in Dresden. What do you say? You know, I would have liked it if you stay. You intrigue me too. Really like him that much? I'll be blunt, you don't intrigue me. Not in the obvious way you had in mind, but you're a valuable companion. You could have stayed in the party. I don't want to be mean to him. I also don't want to lead him on. Guy is like neutral evil. Not tight. But to be honest, none of the dudes in this game are my type. Right now, Quinn's got her sights set on Camellia, to Cam, and the Queen. If you feel you don't belong here, go. But I'd like to see you again someday in the future. Get to know you. You can throw a banquet for me to celebrate. I'm gonna do this one. Who? Me? Where? In this traveling circuit? Pardon me, in this army? You must be joking. Of course I won't stay. Who in his right mind would trade a luxurious, carefree life for this crusade? In any case, I intend to wait till the army departs. I do love a good send-off, especially when it is I staying and someone else who is heading off. Sometimes it does one good to ruminate on the unfairness of life. Well then, farewell, Commander. I shall be your most precious memory on this most disgusting, exhausting road to pointless slaughter battle. Or, if not the precious memory, then at least the most stern. Wow. Okay, we might just have lost him. Yeah, he's still in my party, so... What is up here?
Let us be careful.
We're walking the grounds. What's that? We got earth elementals rolling outside the camp. Recruit, horse, crusader. Ooh, more stuff to loot. More weapons to sell. Nose is so itchy.
Follow my steps.
Okay, we'll get here. I like how it's all just garbage. Eagle Watch Crusader. Oh, here's Ember. Sure. I'm in a happy place.
Let's head out.
Oh, what's this? Nora. From here. This is Nura Dinawar's tent. It seems she has bought a lot of unnecessary items along with her. Unnecessary items like books, potions, and some scrolls, and some money, and some books. Let's look at these books. Again, talk about different lore and the secrets of the Needleblends. Darstone Trial, Disappeared Divinity, turned into a God's example. Shades as seen by ordinary folk. Yeah, we've read that one before. Okay.
Let us be careful. Tread lightly.
Oh, here's Nino. We hope we make Scar and Baffle. Make questions for them.
I'm gone.
This is mine in a Nivea's tent. Both used to traveling, but the Queen insisted our tent be furnished like a commanding officer. The book. Yeah, I hope you don't mind me taking your stuff. It's going to a cause. Wait.
Follow my steps.
Oh wait, we forgot to put her armor on. Oh my gosh. Okay, so she was at 22 armor class. That puts her to 24 armor class. That puts her to 23 armor class, but gives her 54 hit points. Yeah, I think we have to go with that. Con raises her fortitude saves.
Let's head out.
Okay, so we've done all the things we need to do there. Let's go in here. Probably gonna trigger a cutscene at some point. Leader Hawkblade, we got some new people. Oh, there's our. Oh, thank you. Alrighty. Well, let's go in here and we'll sort by price or name. Price and ascending order. That should put the garbage stuff down. Carry this out and sell it. I don't have any size. Okay. All these masterwork. Okay. These. Okay, yeah, we can sell all that. And none of these are. Let's sell all that. Okay, so let's not talk to the queen yet. Let's talk to Edor. Our specs, camera, Mira, cause, and so. Okay. Time to talk to the queen. The queen greets you with a stare. She drops the pompous air which she has just announced the 5th crusade. The face of the ruler of Mendev appears calm and thoughtful. She has made her move, and now she awaits her opponent's reply.
Commander, I'm satisfied with the troop review, but I do not expect they will be sufficient for the task. You will have to prove yourself a shrewd leader and hire the necessary troops with the provided funds.
Wait, what? Okay.
I have chosen a target for your campaign, and that target is Dresden, our lost outpost within the World Wound.
Yeesh.
The Sword of Valor was kept there, a banner that was once carried by Iomade herself. Our greatest relic was lost when the city fell. I should make one thing clear from the start. The Sword of Valor is no mere symbol, but a powerful weapon against demons. The holiness of the banner weakens them and robs them of one of their most dangerous abilities, teleportation.
Oh, that's handy.
A forced march to Dresden awaits you. The Sword of Valor is kept somewhere within the Citadel. The demons probably think it's a hunting trophy. Its recovery is just as important as retaking the city itself. I hope the task is clear. I'm sending 2 specialists to help you, along with the soldiers. A historian, Nura Denduar, and a cleric, Soziel Bainik.
Soziel?
One of the famous inquisitors of the Church of Iomade also wants to talk to you. The Honorable Leota, whom everyone calls Hawkblade.
I do not wish to keep you, Commander. The matter I must discuss with you is extremely important, but it is not directly related to the Crusade. You no doubt wish to meet your new comrades and speak with Her Majesty. Therefore, I shall leave you now, but I ask that you seek me out in the camp at your earliest convenience.
Okay, we'll do that.
Listen, it's amazing here. It's like I'm in a ballad. There's knights in shining armor, deadly dangers, glorious feats. We are going to show those demons. I'm
Hello,
so
Lindsay's
tired
cousin.
of sitting in a library reading books about history. It's time I took part in it.
Okay, Nura. I want Nura to be a actual companion. I want her to be a bard, like Lindsay, but I bet.
I'm glad to help our cause, Commander. If you have some time later, I'd like to speak with you further.
All right, babyface.
Splendid. Ah, yes. We have one final matter to attend to. It should be rather enjoyable.
Oh.
Count, there you are. You received my instruction?
Uh-oh.
I did, though I did not have time to read the thing before I was dragged before your majesty. In truth, I was readying myself to depart.
He reminds me of one of the voices of the game.
No matter. I trust you will forgive your sovereign for the rather brusque summons, especially when you learn what prompted it. As you are aware, she has recently been appointed my Knight Commander of the 5th Crusade. I spent a long while pondering whom to appoint to the highly sensitive post of Commander's Field Attaché and Advisor Plenipotentiary without portfolio. Congratulations, Count.
It is a great honor, I suppose.
Rather frivolous gesture for a queen. What a wonderful gesture, Your Majesty. I imagine our dear Count would have been inconsolable if you had if you hadn't given him this chance to serve the common cause. And okay, I was lawful earlier, so I'm going to be chaotic here.
I knew you would approve, Commander. I had my doubts about whether you were ready for such a responsibility, Count, but your conduct in Kenobris has put my mind at ease. So, you will travel with the troops to Dresden. Only the commander may remove you from your post, but I trust that you will dutifully fulfill her orders and make a good showing of yourself.
So good.
Especially since word of your appointment, Count, will reach the court at any moment. All of Mendev's nobility will be following your successes in service to the nation, including all of your devoted admirers. I even heard that one bard with whom you are particularly friendly has already begun composing a ballad to honor your heroic participation in the crusade and your faithful service to the commander here.
Your largesse truly knows no bounds, dear cousin. I am most gratified by the honor you have shown me.
Then let's get going. May Ayomade help us.
Oh, he is not going to be happy with me. Oh, here comes in Nevia. She's like my buddy. I want to hang out with her. Why can't she be in my group? So, tell me straight. How'd that brawl at the Grey Garrison end? I heard rumors, of course, but kind of my job, to listen. You've no idea what cobblers the Crusaders say about you. Some say that Ayama, actually can't say that name, Ayomade, came to you and appointed you her herald. Others say you died. Honest to God's angels now leading the army to disguise you. Still others say it was just an explosion in an alchemist lab. And I'm the one spreading rumors about your powers. I wish. But, you really have changed since that day. It's hard to describe, but you're kind of... Wait, does this actually give me a stat boost or something? Smarter? Oh, if this does give us a stat boost, then I'm going to need to reload. So I don't know what that is. More dangerous. I've got instinct about these things. If I didn't, you'd already be dead. You are dangerous, Commander. Wait. I didn't say more dangerous. Wait, I am very confused. I know I said smarter, more dangerous. I have a gut instinct about it. But I didn't, I'd already be dead. You're dangerous, Commander, and by Desna, I hope you're dangerous. You'll be dangerous to our enemies and not to us, for yourself. Okay. I have to go. Wait, why are you in my tent? Okay, let's go
Tread
talk to
lightly.
those other three. Oh god. Where's the here's the tent. Come on. Here she is. Oh, she was glowing. Knight Commander, how can I help you? There's so much I want to ask. You've probably heard about the wound that I have, the one that sometimes on my chest. Can you perhaps tell me if it's some sort of enemy? Tell me about yourself. Oh my, I can tell you amazing things, and you choose the most boring one of all, but right. About myself then. Where are you from? Isengard, a small piece of land that proudly calls itself a country, though it hasn't been independent a single day in all the centuries it's existed. I'll finally be free of the rule of Chelax. Asgards love talking politics. Two of them start bargaining over beats the market, and you can be sure they'll end up arguing about whether an independent Asgard would be a monarchy or a republic. I've always found it funny to listen to, and a little disgusting. You see, there are a lot of us halflings in the country. Very few are citizens. Most are slaves. I was lucky. I've always been clever, and ever since I was little, they sent me to school instead of making me do grunt work. Taught me to count and to write, and I was sold as a secretary to Lord Axler Tresbot. He's the one I left Isgard with, never to return, I hope. How did you come to serve the queen? I was the slave in my homeland. What a man he was. He towered over his fellows like a rock over a garbage heap, a true hero. He bought me as a simple secretary, but made me learn the history of the Wonder Wound. World Wound. I always say Wonder Wound for some reason. All of it, one volume after another. He hired tutors for me, even sent me to meet prominent historians. He didn't want a simple slave. He wanted a slave with impeccable education. Lord Tresbot was going on a crusade. He firmly believed that the servants of the good gods were weak, and only a follower of Osmodeus, could stand against the demon invasion. He took me along, also known as the King of Hell and the Principal. Oh boy. He took me along as a secretary and historian, and most importantly, he entrusted me with recording his glorious story for future generations. In his crusade, Lord Tresbot performed many brave feats, but even he could not stand against the world wounds alone. In his final battle with the demons, when my lord realized he was doomed, his final act was to cover my retreat. Wow. So that I could tell the world of his great deeds. I mean, it was for a selfish reason, but still. Some people have said he did was not heroic. He was just an arrogant moron, puffing himself up one last time. But I say curse their tongues. In my difficult journey ended in Mendev, where I found my freedom. There I published Lord Tresbot's biography, and I don't want to boast. Who am I kidding? Of course I do. The book sold in great numbers and made me rather famous for a time. That's what brought me to the Queen's attention. She invited me to her court. After all, she was curious about my deceased lord, and she was in great need of an expert on the history of the world move. And I hope you'll find me useful as well. So you're a historian. You're not just a historian, but a writer too. Will you write a book about my crusade? Why not? As soon as we finish off the demons, I'll get right to it. Take care that you don't end up like Lord Tresbot. Worship any deity? And I was a slave to Isgard. They would beat me with a stick and force me into believing in Asmodeus. They hit me and said it was for my own good. Ever since then, I don't like temples. I realize there are different gods, like Desna and Caden, each teach goodness and freedom, but it's just, as soon as I smell frankincense, I see the slave driver stick. Maybe one day I'll be able to turn to a deity without cringing from a blow or not being reverent enough. But for now, I'll let the others pray for me. What? What? No failed perception checks here. I'm just having a conversation. Time to bring it out. Here we go. Choosing skill checks for 1 hour. Okay. Tell me about yourself, where you're from. Galfrey. Okay, worshiping deity. Here we go. Aha. Nura sounds sincere, but you feel like she's holding something back. Okay. Thank you for your answers. Tell me about the history of the whirlwind. Ooh. Oh, wow. Alright, info dump. I'm going to read silently. Okay. They said that back then, before the whirlwind, the boundary between the worlds was especially thin in this region. Since ancient times, Descari has had his claws sunk deep into the minds of locals. His cults thrived here for many centuries. Arden tried to stamp him out, but of course he passed away. It happened the year Arwen died, 4606, a little over a century ago. No one knows if the timing was coincidental or if there's some sort of connection. But I'll tell you what we do know. The priests and shamans who ruled Sarkoris hated arcane magic. All who practiced it, wizards and sorcerers, were driven from the land, or worse. One of their prisons held a witch, Arlie Borlash. We know nothing besides her name, and of course the atrocities she committed. By some unknown method, she managed to harness terrible power of the demon lord Descari. Together they tore open the barrier between worlds, opening a rift into the abyss, the very middle of Sarkoris. The world wound slowly but mercilessly expanded, devouring more and more land. In a matter of years, Sarkoris was a member. Sometimes I think what they did to Arliu in that prison. Just imagine, she was ready to give herself to the abyss. If only the demons might devour her torturers along with her. Imagine such hatred terrifies. Tell me about the First Crusade. 4622, yes, the church and the secular authorities, nearly 2 decades, hundreds of thousands of lives before they decided to take action. In the meantime, Sarkoris was only supported by a handful of volunteers. By the time the crusade began, the demons had already invaded Menda. The crusaders pushed them back. In what seemed like a total triumph at the time, the forces of good easily crushed the demons on all fronts. They erected Dresden on the land they conquered, an indestructible fortress and the capital of the Crusader movement. In 4630, 8 years after it began, the First Crusade was declared victorious. 38, the Wonderwood started expanding, and a new wave of demons appeared. The Crusaders were all but delighted. The last time they had routed the force of the Abyss, and they welcomed another chance to prove themselves. But this time, everything was different. Instead of scattered gangs, they faced a large organized army. Dresden was besieged, and the Crusaders lost all their lands they won back. They had to retreat, and all that remained of Sarkoris, all that remained was left to do. But the monsters were devouring unprotected lands, and the Crusaders erected a chain of ward stones along the border of the whirlwind. We have Imode and her herald to thank for their help. It was the Second Crusade's only victory, but it halted the wound's growth. A catastrophe had become a stalemate at the cost of tremendous crusade. About 50 years after the opening of the whirlwind, Descari found an ally, Baphomet, entered the war. A cunning, insidious demon lord who prefers deception to open conquest. He sets his enemies against each other and lures the virtuous onto the path of wickedness. Traitors appeared among the Crusaders, secret agents of his cult. For a time, no one suspected a thing. It's even they who watched helplessly as the Crusader movement fell into ruin. Where once valor proudly stood, now greed, dumb cruelty reigned. And the outrage was drowned in apathy. In 4665, the church announced a new crusade, hoping to boost morale. They didn't succeed, put it mildly. Some fought the demons in earnest, and for a time they even dared hope to retake Dresden. But the Third Crusade was remembered as a witch hunt in every sense. Inquisitors hoped to purge any cultists from the ranks of fighters, but instead they got a barrage of denunciations, widespread suspicion, and innocent victims. It sometimes happened that two orders would denounce each other as traitors and wipe each other out, much to the demon's delight. Just 3 years later, the church put the disgrace to an end. Of all the crusades, that one was the least glorious. Okay, well, what about the fourth? Of course, the demons had no intention of staying quietly behind the ward zone. They kept attacking Canterbury, trying to reach the stone and destroy it, or just scratch its surface, or even, if that wasn't possible, befoul it. The Crusaders drove the demons away from the city again and again. The Fourth Crusade would last for 15 years, an exhausting study in positional warfare. The demons attacked, and they were pushed back. The Crusaders went on the offensive, but were forced to retreat. And all the while, losses were tremendous. The Fourth Crusade's only achievement was that they didn't let a single ward stone fall. They didn't retake a sliver of land, to say nothing of Dresden. So many lives just to maintain the settlement. Can you imagine how that affected morale? Thank you for that. Okay, you've probably heard of the wound in my... Okay? Yes, indeed, I've been told of your affliction. Can you will the wound to open? No, that's a shame. Perhaps you know of other cases? In 4671, a Mendevian army corporal had all his bones and cartilage turned to glass. In 4700, the scribe in Canaveras had all of her skin simply come away like she had been boiled. Oh, in 4638, you didn't happen to have insects crawling over you? Locusts? No? Rats? Perhaps? Oh, too bad. Well, it's difficult to say. I know of blades that leave never-ending cuts, and poisons to stop wounds from healing. I've heard of witches' curses that are rewarded with eternal wounds. But wounds that seem to reopen and heal over and over. You think it's dangerous? It's most likely dangerous, but, I mean, you're under the protection of Islemaid, Commander. She granted you mythic power, as they say. Surely the Inheritor would not leave you to face this alone. Have you perhaps noticed the wound open at moments when you waver in your faith? Perhaps it is triggered by doubt. Thank you for your answer. I have to go. Okay, so it doesn't look like she's joining my party.
I'm gone.
Okay, so where is the Inquisitor I'm supposed to talk to? Let's go.
Follow my steps.
Where's that cleric? Oh, here's the Inquisitor. Here we go. Let me personally congratulate you on your new title in time for your advance. I am Litor Hockblade, an Inquisitor of the Church of Islemaid, bringer of light. I require your assistance in a certain delicate matter involving one of your companions, Count Darren Arende. Hey, are you one of Prelate Hurlin's followers? Yes, of course. What are your opinion on his atrocities? Usually people reveal such things about themselves only to their confessor, not to some curious stranger. Still, I did ask for your help, and that imposes certain obligations upon me. Let me put it like this. I spent years by Prelate Harlan's side to learn how to keep him from going over the line. The Prelate is an extraordinary man, but he has fallen prey to his own paranoia and the mental sense of responsibility which has gradually eroded his razor-sharp mind. He has witnessed so much hideous darkness that he now sees it in every shadow. Yet his strength was, and still is, a shield for all the people of Mendo. That is my opinion. His comrades and advisors are necessary to prevent him from making unforgivable mistakes. Tell me about yourself. I am Ulfen by birth. I've lived here in Mendev most of my life, dedicating myself to the service of the Inheritor. My warrior brethren mostly worship Gorham, but I've never been so eager for the fight for the sake of battle alone. I was a good fighter in my youth and could easily beat most of my peers. But I didn't enjoy showing off my skills. Victory is bland on its own. Purpose adds flavor to war. I can't say that I've always been a faithful sword of Islemaid. Back in my mercenary days, fate brought me to the borders of Mendev, where I spent quite a long time among the Crusaders, fighting shoulder to shoulder with my righteous comrades in arms, watching demons commit their atrocities. Eventually led me to something that I had been seeking my whole life, purpose and faith. That is how I found my calling. Even though it may be hard at times, I've never regretted the decision. What brings you here? I asked you to assist the church in Ionomid in an investigation of utmost importance. I understand that the leader of the Crusaders has plenty of other matters to attend to, but please allow me to tell you the details. Perhaps I'll explain why I'm calling upon you. Okay. I suppose that you have already heard about Count Arnda's story about the tragedy at Heaven's Edge Estate. Okay, yeah, we saw that. Yes, I am. I have several reasons to doubt the widely shared account of what exactly happened in the estate, how it happened. You see, Commander, I was among those sent to examine the estate after the incident. I saw everything with my own eyes, and I still remember it clearly, even though it feels like it happened a lifetime ago. Heaven's Edge was a unique place that still carried the spirit of old men dead before the whirlwind. And yet, on that day, it turned into a labyrinthine house of horrors, something only seen in our nightmare. Apologies for the discretion. I just wanted to tell you about my suspicion. Why, the only person left alive was a young boy with newfound talent for divine magic. Why did nobody send to Canterbury for help, even though the agony spanned many hours? We found the demons dead, with their heads cut off, and when we got into the state, how were they defeated? How did the disease even kill the paladins present at the estates who were said to be immune to any disease? If the demons had fought their way to penetrate the Holy Warrior's defenses, why has this never been repeated since? You're the only person that can help me out here, Commander, because the only living witness of those is currently serving your army. The army's route will take you near the site of the tragedy, Heaven's Edge. Has been abandoned and sealed with potent magic throughout the years, and only the Count has the power to break that seal. It is unlikely to invite an Inquisitor inside, but in any case, he won't like me sniffing around his family's seat. But if you, as your commander, express your wish to visit the estate, he would be obliged to fill it. I will simply follow you as one of your attendants. There are hundreds of ways, 1,000 paths, a myriad of loopholes in human lives that could force the forces of evil to take advantage. I'm not sure. The incident involved a significantly powerful entity, and that's why I'm asking for help. We cannot be sure if such a tragedy will not happen again until we uncover the truth. Okay. Do you suspect Darren's hiding something? He is to blame for the tragedy? I deliberately refuse to entertain theories and suspicions, so it doesn't affect the investigation. There's a saying among my colleagues that suspicion is the mother of prejudice, and prejudice is married to failure. I can only tell you that Count Arnday wasn't suffering from demonic possession, the most common maladies in our country at the time. Prelate Hurlin examined the boy right after the tragedy, and he sensed nothing awry within him. Fine, I'll help you. What do you need me to do? Thank you, Commander. Now I ask you to speak to the Count and tell him you wish to see Heaven's Edge. Please do not inform me. Do not inform him of my presence right away. I will join your escort when it's time to travel the estate. When we get there, I will also require your help during the investigation. Okay.
Let's head out.
So that's Lichter. Where is Whistle? There he is.
Hello again. I'm very pleased to meet you. Thank you for taking the time to talk to me.
Oh, you're welcome.
It's a pity I wasn't there at the Grey Garrison to witness your feats of strength with my own eyes. The flash, however, could be seen miles and miles away. Some people were frightened of it, thinking that the demons had blown up the remains of the keep. I, for one, knew immediately that it was a good sign. The light above the city showed us that there was still hope.
What are you painting? The cleric's eyes linger mournfully on the canvas. The unfinished painting depicts a temple crowned with a rainbow-tailed bird, the symbol of Shaylin. Isn't Shaylin the paladin order that are not paladin fighter in Pathfinder was breaking away from?
My brothers and sisters in faith, they sent me for help, and then they saved my life, Commander. If the Prioress hadn't ordered me to escape the city and seek help, I would have died right along with them. Instead, I met Queen Galfrey on her way to Nerosian, and hurriedly returned to Canabras, only to find my friends dead on the steps of our desecrated temple.
That's terrible.
I want to draw them the way they live on in my memory. Wise, beautiful, and loyal to their goddess and their city to the very end.
Yeah. Okay, here's my problem. I hope the mythic paths don't require me to follow a alignment choices, because they fulfilled their duty honorably is not what my character would say. My character would either say, I'm sorry for your loss, or stay silent.
Thank you. I will never forget that I owe them my life. Every minute of it, every breath that I take, is a gift they gave me. Now it's my duty to make sure my friends and tutors did not die in vain. I will honor their sacrifice by making this world a bit more beautiful and kind.
What made an artist enlist in the army?
Perhaps I am a true artist, or simply an amateur who defaces canvases in my spare time. My goddess is a patron of art, so painting is part of my prayer, and I put all my heart into my pieces. But I am a cleric above all else, so I must also tend to others.
Okay, so I like him. Is he going to be our healer here in camp?
I went to war because here's where I'm most needed. Sure, I could be painting idyllic landscapes and offering empty prayers to my goddess, but that won't stop people from dying. My goddess has no tolerance for false piety.
Okay. You want to discuss something with me?
Yes, I have a personal request. Before we undertake our journey and leave Canabras behind, I would like to visit Martyr Zacharias' cemetery for a funeral. It's not far from here, and it's important. I would like to pay my respects to my friends from the Temple of Shaylin who died defending the city. Also, if it's not too much trouble, I would like you to come with me to honor their memory. Their friends and family will be at the funeral, and perhaps the commander's personal presence will bring them comfort.
Oh, well, yeah, sure, I'll
I
do that.
know that you are burdened by many cares right now, so I understand if you can't find the time. But if you could, I would be sincerely grateful.
All right, let's find out. I don't like how this is phrased. How could you possibly? So I'm going to try to imagine, like, what the way I can say this. So tell me about yourself, and what are you going to do?
My name is Sozio Vanek. I am a cleric of Shaylin, the Eternal Rose and the Goddess of Beauty. Yes, I know that many people would consider me useless in a war. This is not a usual war, though. Just consider our enemy. The Abyss and his demons are the very embodiment of everything evil and ugly in the world. Perhaps a disciple of kindness and beauty might come in handy.
Okay, sure.
I have no doubt that we will win this war, Commander. We just have to. It is our destiny. My role is to help you, and all those standing by your side in this struggle, to survive and flourish. Everyone deserves the chance to find peace and happiness in the world that they are defending so selflessly.
Okay, so this guy is like goody-goody.
You must be rather busy indeed. Leading a crusade all by yourself is no joke. I still believe that you are up to the task. This war has been raging for 100 years.
Let us.
Okay. Garbage. Okay, so we have to talk to Darian now and see if he's mad at us. So, did you also receive a fraction of that unusual part? power? Looks like it. I'm generally hoped that getting away from you would be the end of it. If your gift truly did come from Iomade, then giving me a smidgen of that power was a very subtle joke on her part. I have no idea that our divine lightbringer Menda would have such a sense of humor, Don't get me started on the many acts of sacrilege against on my face. That obscene engraving, the truth about the test of the Star Stone, is the tamest one by far. So how do you like your new role? You enjoyed poking me with that stick, don't you? Imagine it. Me, a crusader. If my dearest cousin hadn't hoped to teach me a lesson, she managed it perfectly. An assignment I couldn't avoid without losing face. This idiotic journey leading me straight into the demon's maws. I could have been on a pleasure boat right now with the loveliest songstress and pictacs on my arm and a bottle of the finest and wine to keep us company. Yeah, I'd love to visit Heaven's Edge and see Arnade's fate someday. Oh, I was about to mention it myself. I've been thinking, now that we're in the middle of this whole crusade, I simply must devise new ways to have fun. With all the recent commotion, my birthday completely slipped my mind. What if we were to celebrate at Heaven's Edge? It's not that far, and you'll get to enjoy a banquet in a bona fide haunted house. Since you're my superior and I'm your advisor, I'm obliged to ask permission to leave for the festivities. And I want to invite you too. I'm sure the commander can free up an afternoon while the soldiers are on leave. Okay, so can we put this... Really gonna throw... Alright, deal. Perfect, you'll have a ball, I'll make sure of it. Okay, thanks. So he kind of understood that while he's kind of a jokester, I'm also a jokester. Okay.
Tread lightly.
Here's the quartermaster.
Something here.
Ooh, what's it? Note. I spit on the sheets of cone box. I spit on the granite walls and glass ceiling. Down with the paladins, down with the prelate, down with the queen gal. Okay.
I'm gone.
Oh, does Am have anything to say to me? What do you think the powers you receive from me? People of the noble descent grow accustomed to ample opportunity. The powers I receive to you are useful, but I see no point in treating them with excessive piety. Cool. Talk later. Cool. Well, Jeff, what do you have to say? What do you think of my new powers? You mean what you did back there? I have a few ideas. We could send you to Pitax, underground arena, to fight. I'll give you a scary name, like the Swift Sting or something like that. Give you a great cover story. Enemies burn down your house, you're avenging your dead family. The public eats that stuff up. You wear a shiny, eye-catching outfit, or black if you're like the Blackbird. We'll split the prize money. What do you like to have? Do you have any other suggestions? I got one more. Have you heard of Rasmirian? Some land in the River Kingdoms ruled by King Rasmir's friend of mine used to live in Rasmirian. Okay. Oh my gosh. He's just gonna go on with this huge story. We'll make you a deity. Okay, I'll clear it. Okay, so if everybody's gonna have something to say now about the... Oh wait, can we talk to the blacksmith? More weapons. These are just regular weapons. Well, that's... You're on the 315. Buy one
Let's
potion.
head out.
Going to the chapel town. It seems like things have changed. Yep. Oh, what's this? Okay, so we basically have to recheck everything because we did have a state change. I told Darian about to say he's going to celebrate his birthday at Heaven's Edge so we can go there as guests. Celebration? That's far from ideal. It would be rather inconvenient for me to conduct an investigation while we're guests around. Well, thank you nonetheless, Commander. When you decided to go, you said, "Oh, John." Oh. You know what, dude?
Let us be careful.
Boo-hoo that I didn't give you exactly what you wanted. Oh, wait, what's this? Baby game? Serious elf. I saw you talking to that girl hiding your face. Who is she? What does she want? I don't know, Commander. She never introduced herself, but she's not part of our army. I knew all of our soldiers by name and sight. She was looking for some elf volunteer. I wanted to know which tent he was sleeping in. At first I thought he was a messenger from Mended. He definitely wasn't one of us. But now I see how it all looks mighty shifty. Some sort of spy then?
Tread lightly.
Okay, let's go back over here. Oh, curl. Curl, curl, curl. Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
I'm gone.
League of the cart.
Hello. So, what do you reckon about everything that's come crashing down on us? All the responsibility, command, this new power?
I haven't figured it all out yet. We'll see what happens next.
Watching and waiting is a good strategy. Probably. I'm still frightened by what happened in the Grey
Love the voice
Garrison.
acting.
Were we really chosen? By Iomade herself? You know, back when I was a snot-nosed kid who just started down the path to becoming a paladin, I imagined once or twice that I was going to do something heroic. The lights would shine down on me, the trumpets would sing, I'd hear the voice of the goddess, or at least her herald, you know? I'd be informed that I had been chosen for a great cause. But that's the point where my imagination always failed me. Somehow, it really happened. Without all the trumpets or the herald or even anyone explaining what I had to do. Though it's clear as day, my place is here, in this demon-ridden wound. Quite a lovely war going on, in fact. Endless, I hear. I'm gonna need some time to wrap my head around this. Spare me an hour and I'll crawl into some dark corner and whine about my hard lot. What can I tell you? I cry easily.
Okay. More loot.
Follow my steps.
Recruit. Darian we already talked to. So we already talked to. Peter we already talked to. Okay, so we talked to everybody on that side. We talked to Arabeth. That miracle was you. You returned my beloved to me, and you lost all hope of seeing her alive again. Then you went on suicide missions in the Great Garrison and won the city back for us. You turned defeat into a victory. I know it wasn't easy, but you make everything seem so effortless. See everything like that. The Queen believes in your powers too, but for me, they're more proof of what I felt the day when I saw Olivia alive standing next to you. You're the miracle we've been waiting for. You're the one who will finally put an end to this terrible war. In spite of everything, deliver us the victory we so desperately need. I found a scabbard with your family name on it in the Grey Garrison. The scabbard held the solemn hour, my family sword. My father once fought with it and took it, and I took it when I left home to become a paladin. Alas, it was not stolen. I parted with my heirloom willingly to help someone dear to me. Anivia needed expensive healing, and having no other way to procure the money, I pawned my father's sword. I think he would have understood. I'm sure he would have given up everything to help the family. Oh, okay. Wait. I hoped to redeem our solemn hour eventually, but there was never enough money, and soon the sword disappeared from the pawn shop altogether. I have no idea who took it. It seems like I'll have to part with my father's sword. I can see that you truly love her. My parents were loyal servants, yet it wasn't enough to earn the title or coat of arms. Still, however, humble as our name might be, it was worth something. If I don't know if I'll ever see the solemn hour again, but at least I have the scabbard back. Thank you. So, it turned out the Queen had head of counterintelligence watching me. I wonder why. You think the Queen doesn't trust you? If that was true, she wouldn't have put you in charge of this army. My main task to be your advisor until you've gained enough experience as commander. But as for counterintelligence, Olivia and I were tasked with keeping an eye on your inner circle. You're not under suspicion, Commander. You're under our protection. Oh. It's hard to believe your origin so humble. You deserve a noble title more than many who inherit them. Her cheeks flushed. Thank you, Commander. It's an honor to hear. Every noble family begins somewhere. You must have heard of the recent story from the Stolen Lands and the River Kingdoms. Just imagine coming from somewhere and making your way all the way to the Royal Crown in just a few years. Don't know anything about that, he says, trying not to look suspicious. Sometimes I wonder what would happen if I managed to distinguish myself somehow, but then I push away unworthy, selfish thoughts, of course. We don't fight for rewards. The fate of the world is at stake, and yet... Okay, we need reinforcement. When we began our march to Dresden, we chose speed over numbers. If I order more volunteers to be recruited, they simply won't arrive in time. We could pay mages to deliver the troops to the camp, except I doubt our army's coffers could afford it. If you can spare even 1,000 gold coins, I will see to our reinforcement. 7,500 coins? Have your orders. Was all my money.
Let us be careful.
Quick, let's steal more things from the camp to sell to give back the money to the camp.
Tread lightly.
Okay, let's go talk to Ninian. I really like Ninian. Ah, girl, there you are. Very good, just in time. You'll be delighted to know that I need you for an experiment. Oh, sure. So the great garrison stands roofless. Demons are running in the hills with their tails between their legs. Mendiv's queen, what's her name? That's on the tip of my tongue. Yes, Galfrey. It's scurrying you to and fro. And all this is somehow connected to you, my loyal follower. Thus far, there is no scientific evidence for your exceptionality, if one discounts the blind faith and divine intervention, which I do. We people of science refuse to believe the inexplicable without proof. We are the ones who explain the unexplainable. Okay, therefore, open your mouth and say ah. Okay? Open my mouth and say ah. And Neil peers in your mouth with a practiced eye. Alright, your throat's fine, tongue looks perfectly normal, your breath, the smell is in line with regular functioning digestive system. Now, for your teeth. No detectable alterations. By the way, did you know that many individuals, while being wholly civilized representatives of their race, still have an amazing, powerful bite? Are you really trying to find correlation between fang length and stability? I'm just going to stay silent. Moving on. Alright then, what do we have next? Ears. Let's check your hearing. Testing, she yells. Your hearing is fine. Was fine, but don't worry. Scientifically proven that it should return normal soon. Next, she circles. Eyes are clear, posture satisfactory, limb length standard, no lice. Robes are gentle. Girl, you are the picture of health. It's a pity. I was expecting to find some anomaly. Now let's assess your mental state. Hypothetical. You are a tree. 2 squirrels have found their way into your hollow and are now copulating there. What do? I do precisely nothing because I'm a tree. Unconscious active withdrawal along with a lack of trust of your own abilities, or perhaps just a healthy dose of pragmatism. On the next question, another hypothetical. You're a tomato. You've just been picked from a vegetable patch and put into a crate. You know that today the cook will use half the tomatoes from the crate to make soup. What do? There's nothing I can do. I'm a tomato. Unconscious wrong. Something bigger behind something small. I understand. On the surface, it appears you don't really believe in your ability to change things, but in fact, you are a strong pragmatist and knows very well what you can and can't do. Your reasoning is that of a mortal, one who is capable of achieving a great deal, though she would even deny that. On that note, I deem this experiment complete. Thank you for your participation. And yet, you remain a puzzle to me. I love puzzles. One of these days, I will solve you completely, unless I forget. Okay. Perfect.
I'm gone.
Hey, horse. Hey, Lan.
Follow my
Thanks,
steps.
Lan. What do you think of what happened to the Great Garrison? Did you feel a change in yourself? It's not hard to notice when the demons start running away from you like a flock of frightened bats. Powers granted by Amadei to defeat demons? Since I was a kid, I've taken whatever I've been given and used it as best I can. Anything goes when you're trying to survive, but it doesn't matter where your blessings come from. We can think about that when we're old if we live that long. But, you know, this time I'm not even so sure. As a divine power that just appears out of nowhere, sooner or later we're going to have to pay for it. I'd like to know what that price will be.
Let's head out.
Okay, we're missing... How long ago I stymied a few of the Spinner Nightmares attempts on influential players here, so I know what I'm talking about. Which influential crusaders did you say from the Spinner of Nightmare? I've been hunting the Spinner of Nightmares for over a year. My agents at that time had created a proper network, reported to me that she had returned to New York City, and I immediately suspected that she was planning a great atrocity. However, neither this molecule nor my network of agents were adequate to prevent attacks, and we were nearly too late. The Nightmares decided to strike the Juice-Form Cathedral. The moment the shell was placed on its head, the cephalopod were released. Okay. Wait. What influential crusaders? Didn't... Ah. Antheloclitus. Okay, we'll talk about it later. Okay.
Let us be careful.
Wait, can I respec here? Okay, okay, perfect. Perfect. Okay, we'll try that off. Okay, so who am I missing? We've talked to Woldiff. Ember. Wait, he's in our party. He's not just the camp healer. Neutral good cleric. He's got a glaive. Oh. 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 19 wisdom. Got extra channeling. It's selective channel. Okay, toughness seems like a bad feat. And did he take shield proficiency, or that's probably just given to him? That's tower shield proficiency. Why would you? Okay, no, it's a prerequisite. Okay, so he probably just got that. Yeah, okay, so he just got that from good domain and the luck domain. Boy, he likes lots of prayer. Hmm. Yeah, I'm thinking he might be a frontline. Wow. Okay, I did not know I was going to get another cleric. We might need to get rid of Wooljiff and put this guy in there. Hmm. Or maybe get rid of Camellia. I mean, she does a lot of damage, though. But not really. I mean, this guy's got no armor on at all. Let's see if we can move her. Can we move her? He's got a +7. He's just using a regular old weapon. Granted, she's got 2 weapons. Hmm. Wait, does he not have... Hmm.
I'm
Where
gone.
is Ember?
Follow my steps.
How are you handling your new abilities? Abilities? What are you talking about? Oh, the tricks you learned when the big gray house blew up? They're funny. Thanks for teaching them to me. Queen gave me a title of Knight Commander, put me in charge of the army. What do you think about that? I don't believe in titles. All of us in the world are children of the street, barefoot, hungry, and scared, step away from death. Some imagine that they're strong and rich like gods, but don't forget who you really are behind the title. Okay.
Let's head out.
All right. Let's look here. Breastplate +1. Okay, so 7 armor class, 6 armor class. Yeah, it's too bad it doesn't look like he can. Okay. I was hoping for the halfling to be my party, but I guess I'll... Split. Split. Okay, so we'll go sell this stuff. Oh wait, he needs a glaive. Let's see if I can use that. And we don't have a heavy shield. We'll just do this. This. Oh, he can't use any of those. Oh, that's a Bardish. Blaze, not right. Can't use scimitars. Well, that's gonna make this harder. Let's see if he can use a heavy mace. Oh, crap. Yeah, we're gonna go sell that. Okay, let's go outside.
Let us be careful.
Oh, can we talk to Woljif about Show me what you can use your connections. Nice. Oh, I have no money. He's got the same things he's always had. Well, that's too bad. Robe of Inevitability. All right. Well, so can we leave? Area exit. Okay, save our game.